The number one thing that doesn't work is getting dependent on someone else to make you happy. And there's a lot of different ways people can do that. We live in a day and age when we're inundated with advertising and media influences that if only we have this product or buy this thing or get this medication or get this treatment, then we'll finally be well and happy. It's been my experience that happiness never, ever comes from the outside. A certain amount of relief, a certain amount of not feeling alone can come from the outside, but really healing comes from the inside, of doing the hard work of changing thoughts and behaviors that don't work and trading them in for things that do work. For example, one of the things that clearly doesn't work is focusing on the negative, which unfortunately we live in a world, particularly a media system, that does that literally on a 24/7 cycle. News is literally defined as the worst possible things that happen in the entire planet over the last few hours, with our eyes glued to that screen. And I think that's one of the reasons that we have more depression, more anxiety than we ever have, because we have that very negatively charged, literal view of the world that literally zooms the camera in on everything that's wrong, and very rarely even comments on the things that are going that are positive. We can recognize that tendency in ourselves and in our world and literally choose to trade it in for looking for and nurturing, cultivating the things that are positive, the things that are good, the things that are worth appreciating. Even little children can be taught to do that. And in fact, a lot of little kids are way better naturally at that than we are. When I became a grandmother a few years ago, I was in the midst of a very contentious political environment, and I was feeling pretty down about the way things were going. And I happened to take a walk in a real pretty wilderness area close to my home with my new little grandson, who was about 6 months old at the time. And to see his joy at a tree with flowers on it, or the mountains, or the sun, or just the beauties of the world, it opened my eyes all over again to the fact that this world is amazing. It has beautiful, amazing things and people in it. And I'd been so busy glued to my screen, I hadn't even noticed. I had to learn from my 6-month-old son how to remember that the world was good. And it was a really important lesson.